In this video, we'll look at what it means to say that Kant's ethical theory is deontological, and we'll also look at the role that reason plays in Kant's ethical theory. Namely, he'll ground his ethical theory in reason, rather than, say, the utilitarians that ground their theory on happiness, and Aquinas that grounds it in shared common human nature. Kant will ground it in reason. But first of all, deontology. So Kant's ethics is deontological. And in short, this means that the rightness or wrongness of an action is determined by the action itself, irrespective of the consequences. Deontology appeals to rules or principles in determining what is right or wrong. Specifically for Kant, his starting point is the concept of duty. Effectively, we have moral duties, and it's our duty to do or to not do such and such. Deontology contrasts with teleological ethical theories. Teleological theories determine the rightness or wrongness of actions by considering the ends or consequences of the action. As such, teleological theories are based on what we desire as outcomes. Utilitarianism, well, that's a teleological theory because it grounds morality in our desire for happiness or pleasure. But Kant argues what we desire doesn't matter for morality. So, for example, imagine that I promise to return a book to you that I borrowed, to return it by Tuesday. I therefore place myself under a moral obligation. Morally, it's my duty to return the book by Tuesday, and it remains my duty even if I change my mind, I desire to keep it for longer, or I think that I'll be happier if I break the promise. It doesn't matter. I have a duty to keep my promise. Now, if we can't ground morality in desires, then what can we ground it in? Well, Kant will go beyond anything sort of inherently human. Instead, he'll ground morality in reason. If we do that, we can have moral laws that apply to us independently of what we think about them. That is, they are objective, and it's not too unlike physical laws or like laws of nature, right? So they apply to us whether we like it or not. And like physical laws, we can discover them through reason. If you think about it, this kind of makes sense because it is reason that makes us capable of morality in the first place. With reason, we can evaluate our actions, and we can morally deliberate. If we didn't have reason, we would just be like animals, acting on instinct. We don't hold animals to moral standards. If a monkey kills another monkey, we don't think it's morally blameworthy because it's just a monkey. It doesn't have reason, so it's not capable of moral action. So for Kant, moral requirements, they're not dependent on desires or our human nature, but they are requirements of reason. And like the book promising example, morality functions by placing duties on us. To act contrary to our moral duty would be to act contrary to reason. So when you do something wrong, right, immorality, that is acting contrary to reason. You're just being a bit silly. And all this has some interesting implications because all humans are rational agents. So we all have this capacity to reason, and therefore, so long as we reason correctly, we ought to end up at the same moral laws. And because reason is universal, the moral laws that we arrive at will be universal, that is, they'll be binding on all of us. Natural law theory and utilitarianism are incorrect because they are appealing to facts about humans and are missing the point that moral requirements are requirements of reason. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll look more deeply into Kant's concept of duty. Thank you.